My name is Sai Kishore, and I have been working as a senior consultant of a Power BI. It's been like 5 years. And here at Analytics Pro, we provide trainings on Power BI, Microsoft Azure, and SQL. So let's quickly get back and then see what is the training structure which we provide within the 30 days of the course duration we have. So let's go by week on by week. Within the week one, we have some introduction to the Power BI. We will get to see some desktop tour. In the week two, we discuss about the Power BI data connections, the query editors and stuff. Coming to your week three, we'll discuss about some Power BI visualizations and the data modeling concepts. And the last week, we discuss about the Power BI tax and your service accounts. So what is that which you can expect it in your Power BI course? Now you have seen our training structure within the 30 days and what are we are going to cover. But what is the training course within your Power BI? Now we have categorized it with three different phases. When it comes to your initial phase, we discuss about your eye in detail features of your Power BI. What I mean by eye in detail features? Now, what happens when you click on home? What happens when you click on insert? What happens when you click on the table? And then what happens when you select this? No, in such kind of a format, I will explain you the eye in details within your Power BI desktop along with your Power Query within the same Power BI desktop. Then you'll be much more convenient in using all the features you have to understand how can you transform the data depending upon your requirements. So you have some four different types of data connections. Now technically we made it five. All right. So I'll show you five different types of data connections where we can connect them to your Power BI and start making a report. Coming to your advanced Power Query editors. Yes, as I said earlier, we have a Power Query editor within your Power BI. So we will also discuss about the advanced features of it. Within your mid phase, you have the data visualization types, then some visualization formatting options, DAX computations, reports and dashboard building, Power BI services. Coming to your closure phase, we'll discuss about your real-time projects, authorization matrix, SRS documentations, and CI documentation walkthroughs, interview questions, profile building, interview preparation. Ah, it feels like, we have a lot, right? But as the day progresses, you'll understand that, yeah, it's a little easy and we can understand and we can work on it if we can work a little harder. Now, I am here to help you in order to understand the whole as Power BI desktop concepts so that you can work on what is being preached in a daily purpose. All right. In any of these, if you feel that, the technical terms which are coming in between, if you feel that, it's a little hard to understand, just bear for a day or two. Then you will be like, you guys will tell me, like, what is that? What's the other one? Like you will get that kind of a confidence once we get into the live session by using tool. Now, why do we have to choose this as your potential career? Now, everyone will start their role as a data analyst. And moving forward, they will try to add some Power BI tool. Then they become a consultant, then they will become a senior consultant, and then they will become a developer, manager, and architect. My role in my organization, I am a Power BI developer. So you can imagine where you can fit once you start working on these as an organization standpoint. So this is how the hierarchy is going to be with respect to your career options. And trust me, it's good. You can climb the ladder very easily. Coming to your certification programs. Yes, Microsoft Power BI, correct? The Power BI tool belongs to the Microsoft, and Microsoft does not let any tool as a complete freeware where you do not need a specialization on it. It supports front in and out to understand the certification program so that it can help us with respect to as a learning purpose along with as a career growth. So because of the COVID situation, which the pandemic situation, which is, the entire world is facing. Now, Microsoft has provided us that, we can also work it out with $15 by participating in the certification program. All right. A lot of information we have gathered, right? But let's see now what is this Power BI all about? And you try to understand now what Kishore has to say about this Power BI, and you can decide if you can fit in this or not. So I want you to pay very close attention for the next 20 minutes from now, so that just keep your phones away, keep everything away, just shut yourself within the Power BI environment to understand, like, yeah, this is good. You will. That. So let's talk about the Power BI stuff. What is this Power BI? Okay, say that it's a cloud-based business analysis and intelligence service provided by Microsoft. All right, good. But why do we have to use the Power BI? But what were people using in the market before Power BI was released? Correct. So earlier we had MSBI as an option, which is Microsoft Power BI. Okay, so it has three different kind of segments, which is SSIS, SAS, and your SSRS. SSRS is SQL Server Reporting Services, and that is where the kind of the tool which being used to prepare reports. Now, Microsoft felt that it's outdated and they wanted to upgrade it so much that it has to look cloud. What was the best options they had? So they went back and created a new tool called as Power BI. Now, that is the history from where it came from. No, that's just not it. The Power BI is an advanced version of your Excel, your Microsoft Excel. You know, right? Microsoft Excel. You would have definitely used it once in a while in your lifetime. So Microsoft Excel's advanced version is your Power BI. And also it has all the features with respect to your SSRS coming from the previous generation. When you mix everything up and then you create a tool, it will be so powerful, so easy, so hassle-free that everyone can create their reports, publish their reports, and can view their reports just in the cloud itself. Now, let's talk about the introduction stuff. Now, it is a suite. What else we have in the suite? You can do some business analytics. You can have some business intelligence capabilities. You can have some interactive data visualizations. A data evaluation is possible. Data analysis is possible. You can share the reports. You can create your dashboards. You can create an application itself. So all this is combined within your Power BI. But why? Why do I still have to use Power BI? Why do we have a lot of other tools in the market, but why Power BI? Because Power BI has a real-time analysis. Power BI can have some custom visualizations, not just the default visualizations provided by the Microsoft. So when I say visualizations, I just meant by the graphs. You see all the graphs, right? These are the visualizations. Correct. So you can have some custom visualizations too. You can have some quick insights. What I mean by quick insights, you just drag the data. It will show you some visualizations depending on the data you provided. Simple. Data gateways. Yeah. We all need a data gateways to have your data updated, right? Now let's talk about a small example with respect to your data gateways. Now, whom do you have here? We have some few good people. I would like to ask you one question. Just answer me. Anyone can answer me. Without an internet, can you upload a photo in Instagram?
No.
Perfect. Why? Come on, why? Why can't you just upload a photo without using an internet? Because you don't have that connection, isn't it? You need to have a connection between your start point to the end point, which internet is the reference for us, acting as a connection between these two endpoints. Thereby, you can go back and upload a photo. It will use the internet, which is a pipeline here. It will take your photo all through the way to the end. Now imagine, similarly, your data gateway is nothing but your internet connection here. Your phone, which has a photo, is where the data is getting stored, right? No, that is the data storage. Your Instagram account, which is publicly available to all the people in the world, which is the cloud application. So you need to keep your application up to date with respect to the data you have, for which we need data gateways. Now you all will able to relate that to the internet and you will say that, hey, Kishore, yes, we could. It's good. We are able to understand what the data gateway is. Now let's talk about your natural language querying. So how many of you all have a personal assistant in their mobile? Another question. Come on, just try to answer. Okay, I don't ask why. Don't worry. Nobody?
Like we have Google
Perfect.
Assistant and Siri in Apple phones.
Exactly. That's the answer I was looking after. So we have this artificial intelligence like stuff, but how is it able to understand whatever we say? It's just the natural language processing, isn't it? NLP. You ask it, it will reply for you. Now, in a similar fashion, we also have that in your natural language querying. But don't think that, I'll just connect a mic and I will say, hey, can you please sum up this table? Hey, can you please go back and create a visualization for me? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to type in what you want. You will just say, sum of your sales in 2019. It will respond to you. That is possible. Okay, so you have to type. Now, that is what I meant by natural language querying here. Good. Next, easy to use and access. It's pretty simple by the terms they use. It's like, you just bought a new phone. No one will ask you like, no one will train you how to use that phone before you even really use it, correct? So you know it by yourself because of the prior experience, because of the prior details, whatever you have within that phone, correct? So when you click on settings, you know what exactly the kind of the settings you have. Now, similarly, even in your Power BI desktop and your Power BI service accounts as well, you can understand what has to be done. Now, multiple source connectors. Yes. Now, in the earlier example, I discussed about the data gateways. I said that SQL Server is going to be one of my connection, correct? Now, when I say multiple source connectors, can anyone tell me like how many connectors, anything, any different kind of data sources? Just tell me anything. Hey, don't say SQL because I already said it. Just try a different ones. Come on, just give it a try.
Oracle.
Oracle
Oracle, yeah,
probably
perfect.
or any
Yes,
database like. registry or
Okay, perfect. So when I say the different kind of the data sources again, what I meant is like, we have hundreds of data sources lying out there in the world. A lot of them are creating their own databases. We have an Amazon having S3 workspaces, S3 data storages. We have Azure, where when that is cloud again. But they say that they have their own Azure SQL databases. They have their Azure SQL on-premises servers. Then again, they have some blob storages. They have some data lakes. They have a data warehouse. Different type of organizations have their own different kind of methodologies. Each one serves a different kind of a unique purpose anyways. Not to forget the most important and the widely used one, Excel. You can also use an Excel, right? And not just that, whatever you write within your text file, your notepad, you just quickly open your notepad and you write some text, isn't it? Now that will save in a TXT format, or you can also save it in a CSV format, which means a comma separated value. Even that can act as a data source too for Power BI. So multiple type of data sources in the market. Yes, every one of them can be connected to your Power BI. Out of this, we will discuss about 5 of them, how to connect. All right. Because, when we try to go back and try to connect each and every data source, it will be like a lot of time, right? So we can't do that. So we will go with the top most widely used ones in the market. Next, cheapest inexpensive solution. Hmm. The word suggests that, it's cheap. Don't think that yeah, they are compromising with the quality when they say cheap. At the end, it's Microsoft, isn't it? The tool belongs to Microsoft, and they just can't hold the name. uh, it's being the worst in the market. They have to do best with a cheapest solution. Then interactive visualization dashboards. So let's try to get an example with respect to that. Now, how many of you have even tried the COVID reports in the online, like in your web application? How many of you all tried COVID reports
we did
to
not
know?
we did yeah, like we did not try to create any dashboards, but yeah, like try to interact it with those dashboards, like what is the
Exactly.
trend, how is the numbers, like
Correct. Correct. So what is that which you have changed in that report? You must have changed the state name.
yes,
Yes.
definitely. Like we'll put the filters and like how the trend is going on in our nearby states or our what we say in our city, in our place.
Perfect. But how? What is exactly is happening in the backend is when you try to apply those filters, when you try to apply those slices which you have in the web application for any report, it is interacting with whatever you have selected. Now, that is what an interactive visual dashboards are. It's interacting with your selections. Now, that is the most important thing. Now, that is possible in your Power BI too. Okay, so that was an example. I thought that, that will make a lot more easier for you guys to understand what it meant. Then data sharing and collaboration. Let's try to get an example for that too. Now, how many of you all will use your Google Drive and share any of your document, your projects, or any such stuff with others? We will do it, right? So we will just click on share and it will ask us, just to provide the email address, and then we will send them, correct? Now
Yes,
that
yes.
is what a data sharing and your collaboration could be. We can share our report to other users. We can share even the data sets as well so that they can create their own reports with respect to the data which we have sent. That's also possible. Now, coming to your types of the platforms. Now we have 3 main types here. Okay. When I say 3 main types, they are like the desktop, it's a service account, and probably a mobile. Okay, Sai, we understood, but why are you trying to confuse us with 3 different types? Can't we just have one? No, because when you try to use the Instagram in the web application, how will it look? It looks straight away in a fashion like, in a different way. But when you're trying to use it in your mobile, it looks in a different way. Even the same follows for your Facebook as well. The Facebook application, when you're trying to use it in a web application, it's so large, big, you'll be able to view a lot of details at once. But when you try to do the same stuff in your mobile, it's a little compressed, but you still have all the data available, right? Correct. So when Microsoft has decided to have a different kind of types, they created these versions depending upon the environments here. So when I say the desktop version, you will install a Power BI desktop in your Windows machine. Now don't try to go back and install it in your Mac because it doesn't support because it belongs to Microsoft. They still don't have that hands getting shaked between them so that all environments are one and the same. Okay, just kidding. So the Power BI desktop version is like an exe file where you will, it's a freeware tool where you can go back and try to download it within your Windows 8 to 8.1 to 10 to 11, Windows Server 2016 servers and so on. So you can do that. So once you install them, this Power BI desktop tool, you can connect to different kind of the data sources and start creating these kind of visualizations. This is all the visualizations are. You can just go back and select them and it will pop up. Then coming to your service account. But why do you need a service account? No, this is like your web app. Now, what is the difference? Why is that? You are creating a report in your Power BI desktop, which means you are creating a report in your machine, in your laptop or in your desktop. You have to take it to the cloud by using the internet anyways. So when you click on publish, the entire report which you created in your desktop will get uploaded in your Power BI service account, which means in cloud, so that you can share this report with other users online so that everyone can view your report. Now that's what we need, right? You write a document in your laptop and you ask your friend to see your document. Now he will, your friend will be like, how do you want me to see that if it's not in the cloud, if it's not in the drive? So you will quickly go back and upload that in a Google Drive. Then you will share that document with the other person. Then he will be able to view that document. Now that is what we are doing here as well. Now let us suppose your friend wanted to view it from a mobile. Anyways, it's the same ID, isn't it? The same Google Drive. You will just open your Google Drive in your mobile and then you will open the document. It will still load. That is the same kind of the connections you are looking at exactly. Now coming to the other version types which we have apart from your desktop, service and your mobile apps, we have a gateway, Power BI gateway. We discussed about the gateway. If you forgot, just imagine about the internet. Just think about the internet, which I said, which is required to upload any photo to your Instagram. Correct? Now that is what your Power BI gateway is. So it's like a software that is required to access the data situated in an on-premises network. It will act as a gatekeeper so that you can always have the data updated. Power BI embedded. Now, in the earlier example, when I asked, Hemant said that he was able to access a COVID report online and he was able to play with it by changing the states, cities, and so on. But how is that published in a website? How is that published in a website? So for which they use embedded codes, right? So for which they use an embedded codes to publish in any website. So once we have that codes, they can quickly go back and give it to the website developer. He will add them to publish them in online. So in a similar fashion, we can generate those codes by using the Power BI embedded. So that is what it is for. So we also have the Power BI report server. Okay, hold on, Sai. It's good, like you said, Power BI gateway, Power BI embedded. But why do we need a report server when you already have a service account? Is there any difference in between them? I also see that, the Power BI report server will hold the reports also, and service also does the same. So basically, when I said SSRS in the beginning of our Power BI discussion, I said that SSRS is a SQL Server Reporting Services, correct? But that is also available over here, which says Power BI Report Server. Now everything is cloud, but still report server is possible and available within our organization only. So it's not cloud. Basically, it's not cloud. Not everyone can access this report servers from who is coming up from outside. But Power BI service, yes, you can if you can share them the access. But report server, not possible. They have to be within the organization to view these reports. So why do we need this? Sai, why do we need a report server? Because just imagine about the banking sector, the financial sector. They just cannot go back and publish their reports in cloud. It's a little risky because they are known for the securities. They wanted to hold each and every data belongs to the customer very, very tight. They don't want to cut it loose. So they have this report server which stays within the organization so that they can access it, whatever the kind of the report they want. It's basically for big data purpose, analytic purpose, financial domains, and so on. We also have the Power BI Visual Marketplace. Now, the Visual Marketplace is like, basically in your Android, you have an app store, isn't it? What do you do in that Play Store? You'll just go back and try to download any application you want and install it in your mobile and start working on that application. Now, that is also the same within your Power BI Visual Marketplace. I say that, I'm sick and tired of using these default visualizations provided by Microsoft. I wanted to use something new like this one. This is a chord visualization. Now this is absolutely new and we do not have that visualization under the default ones provided by Microsoft. So you can go back and get this from the marketplace and try to use it. Simple. So I'll stop here for a minute to see if we have any questions to discuss about, and then we will continue. If you're not able to get it, guys, now it's the time. Please open up and ask me any questions you have. Okay, we'll have a test at the end then. Just kidding. We'll have nothing. Okay, so components. What are the components in which your Power BI will run on? Now we have 8 components. We have a Power Pivot, Power Query, Power View, Power Map, Power BI Service, Power BI Gateway, Data Catalog, Q&A. Sai, you're just reading, you're not explaining. Yes, I will. Don't worry. Now, what your Power Pivot do is like, it will help us in modeling 2 different tables depending upon their primary keys. When it comes to your Power Query will help us in transforming the data. Your Power View will help us in viewing these visualizations. Power Map will help us to, use this map visualizations. The Power BI service will help us in publishing the report created in Power BI desktop to the Power BI service account. Power BI Gateway will help us in acting as a bridge in between your on-premises server to your cloud. Your data catalog is reusing the same data to create multiple transformations or multiple reports is what your data catalog is. Power BI Q&A is natural language querying. You can ask it and it will respond to you back. But that is what the components are. So this is so tough to understand. You just pull the nuts out of our head by explaining with all the definitions you have within your mind, but we only have the names visible. No worry. I will explain it from Power View. This is just a Power View. That's it. Nothing apart from that. Power Map. See, there is a map visualization and the backend of the component which is being used to Power Map. Power BI service account. I said, right? We'll publish it. We'll get it to your Power BI service. Gateway. I said, right? We'll use data gateways to get your report updated. Yeah, that's it. Data catalog. You want to reuse it multiple times. You want to reuse the data to create multiple reports on the same data set. That's the data catalog. Q&A, natural language querying. Oh, okay, Syed. So that's very simple. You would have just shown us directly and said that, this is a Power View and all. You wouldn't get that. But how about your Power Pivot and your Power Query? Now, these are like the backend and the major components of your Power BI. What your Power Pivot does is like it will help us in modeling any data we have. So modeling is again a separate concept which we will discuss either in the end of the today's session or in the tomorrow session because we also have another day to demo, right? Don't worry. So the Power Query is all about transforming your data. Okay, so what I mean by transforming the data, not every data you receive is clean and clear and ready for use, correct? You have to play with it. You have to change it. You have to transform it. You have to get it in a way so that your Power BI can read it, so that it can throw the visualizations to it. So that is why you use your Power Query for. Good. Now for every tool, there is an architecture. Sai, you said that you create reports in your desktop and you publish it in your service account, but do you have a little architecture for us to explain? Yes, I do. I said, right, we have a lot of multiple source connectors, which are your data sources. So these are the different kind of the data sources. For example, like hundreds of data sources, I mentioned it in a box and there are only 6 of them because I can't fit all the 100 within the small box, right? Just kidding. So I connect all of these data sources to my Power BI desktop and then I publish it to the cloud. So when I'm trying to publish it with the cloud, we have a Power BI gateway in between where it will always get in touch with my on-premises servers to keep my data updated in the cloud. This is what a Power BI service architecture is. And this is what each and every organization will has to follow as a basic thumb rule for them to keep going with their reports. Simple. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Building blocks, dashboards, visualizations, datasets, reports, tiles. So what are these visualizations? Now let's talk about your visualizations. Now here you go. These are my visualizations. Next, reports. I use multiple visualizations. I have different pages altogether. Correct? I have a lot of pages, right? within a same report. Now this is an entire report. You can see that it's retail analysis, sample, PBIX, ArcGIS report. So now that is a report. And then a data set. A data set which is being used to build this report is a data set. And then we have a dashboards and tiles. For dashboard, let me tell you, I want you all to remember your college days. I know it's not so tough to remember your college days. If it's like way beyond 40 years, I know it's tough. But if it's like 4 or 5 years, please try to recollect it. Your dashboards are like your notice boards in your college. What do they do in a notice board? You just go back and print something like, we have a fest on a particular date. Everyone are allowed to participate in that and so on. They will just take a printout. HOD will go back and sign on it, or the director will sign on it. It will go to the notice board and they will pin it. Now what just happened? They pinned a A4 size paper filled with information because that's important, correct? But that is what exactly your dashboard is. Where did you pin it? You pinned it on a notice board. Now you will pin it on a dashboard. But what do you pin it? You will pin a visualization, and that is what you call it as a tile. Now this is what it is. I can pin my pie chart. I can pin my map visualization on a dashboard. I can pin my scatter plot chart on a dashboard. I can pin my chord visualization on a dashboard. Now that is what it is. After you pin it on a dashboard, it will become a tile. Simple. Trust me, this is an interview question. They'll just ask you, what are the building blocks of your Power BI? You'll say, hey, it's a visualization, data sets, reports, dashboards, and tiles. And then he'll ask you like, can you explain me? Okay. Sai has explained theirs, and just remember about your notice board and a dashboard and tile. Don't say that. He doesn't know who Sai is. Okay. So that is your building blocks, guys. And coming to that, we have Power BI desktop. We have a Power BI service. But what is the differences between them? Now your desktop version and your service version has a lot of differences. Your desktop version again has some good connections. You can have query editors, report view, table view, relationship view. A lot of stuff is available within your service account as well. For each user has been limited with 10 GB. They consume 1 million rows per hour. You can pin the tiles coming from your SSRS as well. You can have some direct query of live data sources. You can have some usage metrics. A lot of stuff is available within your desktop and your service account. So we see differences. That's good. But understanding them, a little theoretically is always tough. I do get that. So what we will do is like we will see all the features which are available here directly in the desktop and the service account as well. You remember I spoke about your data sources. You can have some 100 plus data sources, right? Here they are. These are your flat files, Excel files, CSV file, XML, JSON, folders, PDFs, SharePoints, and multiple data sources. You can just count them. Power BI platforms, Power BI datasets as well. Azure, yes, we can connect some of them from your Azure. We also have some online services as well. Here you go. And some other services too. And not just this. Microsoft is still trying to add as many as possible which are available in the market so that we can just go back and create the reports in a hassle-free manner. Now I spoke about some competitors for your Power BI. So we have a Power BI, we have Tableau, we have ClickSense, TrueSpot, and a Looker. But why does Power BI will just stand still in front of all its competitors? Now, why is that? Because it has all the checkboxes done, and its competitors are lacking few features. For example, Tableau is lacking on mixed model types. It doesn't allow you with the third-party data modeling access. It doesn't has any open source custom visualizations, and it prefers flat data model. I spoke about data modeling, right? We said that we have a separate session for that, and we will discuss it in that. We have a star schema as a preferred data model in Power BI, which is the best data modeling option you can go through. We have a ClickSense, TrueSpot, and Looker. You can find just no's over here. It clearly tells us that there is a lot of difference and a lot of features which are unavailable when compared it to your Power BI. So let's see the market trend. 2021 is not yet done, so we have the data till 2020 anyways. So when I say the market trend, the Power BI adaptability is just increasing year over year. Within 2021, it even crossed 20%. Yes, a lot of companies are adapting to this technology because they feel that it's an inexpensive solution. It's good. They can easily go back and use them at any point. So that is why this is the best in the market for now. Coming to its pricing again, we have a free version, we have a pro version, we also have some premium version as well. When I say I have a free version, we are only limited to few options available as you have just seen. See, free options, you are only limited till here. But in order to get the flavor out of it, you need to be a pro. In order to understand the recipe out of it, you need to be a premium. Don't think that no, Sai is talking a cooking language here. I want you to understand. Now, pro version is like $9.99 per user per month. Now, that is what we all need. $9.99. Most of the organizations are using this pro license type. And this is also an interview question, guys. Premium versions again, it's $4,995 per month. It's like having your entire reporting server, it's just a bomb, correct? We can't afford it. In between both of this, there is also another Power BI premium per user. Okay, the premium version doesn't have to go with any user which you are seeing here, but there is another one which has Power BI premium per user, which is $20 per user per month, which also will have all the options available here. Okay, so that is where people are using in the market. The Power BI desktop concepts. In order to grab data from multiple sources, you click on the get data to get them. Report view, this is how your report view is. You click on data view to view the data. Relationship view to view the modeling of the tables present. That's how they are related. Visualizations pane, publish key, home pane. So this is what your Power BI desktop concept is. Now let's see a small GIF to understand how we can go back and grab a data. When I click on get data, it will be like click on file, whatever the kind of your data source is, you'll just click on that data source and click on connect. It will show us the path. So this is a GIF. Don't think that, we will be learning the entire classes in the GIF format. Not that. I will explain you. Don't worry about it. We will always work on hands-on on every tool we have, every function we have within the tool. Now I know it's a lot that we have discussed today, but I thought, why not you give it a try in the last one, depending upon your connection types. Now just try to understand. If not, we will also continue from the connection types from tomorrow as well. See, the live connection is basically just connect the entire stuff to your Power BI and it will dance. All your visualizations will dance. How will they dance? Like your trade market. Your trade market will always dance, right? Because it's always live connection. When coming to your direct query, the data will be stored in your data source. Modeling will be done in your Power BI. Visualizations will be created in your Power BI. That is what your direct query is. When coming to your import version, all your data will get stored in your Power BI. Even after you connect them, everything will get stored in your Power BI. Modeling will be done in your Power BI and visualizations will be created within your Power BI. That is the difference. The last option you are seeing is what it is about. When you say import, data, modeling, visualizations will all be done. When you say direct query, the data will be always stored in your data source. Modeling will be done in your Power BI. Visualizations will be created in Power BI. But when you say live connection, everything will be handled from your data source itself. And you just connect it to your visualizations to see the visuals. Okay, so as soon as the data gets updated, your visualization will also get updated. But here you'll have to go back and schedule a refresh for them to keep up to date. That is the only difference. See, it says no refresh is required. For your direct query, refresh is not required. For your live connection as well, no refresh is required. Because the data is being stored in your data source only. That is why it's not required to refresh us. But coming to your performance standpoint, import model has high performance. Direct query has lower performance because it always has to hit the data source to get the data, right? But here it doesn't have to do that. It will just see the data and interact with respect to that. So this is how the flow is all about, and that is how it goes as a connection standpoint within the Power BI. All right, so we will stop here for today. We will connect in the same Teams link which has been provided to you guys for tomorrow's session as well at the same time. So I want you to please make yourself a little available and then we can decide about the rest. All right, guys. So I'll just stop here for a minute to see if you have any questions.
No questions as of now.
All right.